Welcome to week 5. And I think one of the things we want to talk about, besides talking about one of the cases you'll be looking at this week, is it's important when you talk about business ethics and teach business ethics to not just talk about the negatives and the problems that companies have had, but also focus on those companies that are getting it right. And one of those companies is a focus in week 5, and that's New Belgium Brewing. And it's not easy to get it right necessarily when you operate in an industry as scrutinized and to some extent criticized as the beer industry. And we've even had incidences with Anheuser-Busch where they've been accused of watering down their product, not to mention some of the marketing tactics that focus on potentially on underage drinkers.
Yeah, New Belgium's a really interesting case study. We've been working with New Belgium ever since I was on the faculty at Colorado State University, and Linda was on the faculty at the University of Northern Colorado and University of Wyoming. And actually, Linda was involved in advising them when they did their first advertising.
And we did this case last night in my marketing ethics class and talked a great deal about where New Belgium is right now with their expansion, building a new facility in North Carolina. They did kind of dabble in advertising, and you can find that spot online. It's actually on YouTube. It's New Belgium, and it's called The Tinkerer. And it's interesting to see their one foray into television advertising. Very subtle. You watch the ad and you think, what is this for? Bike repair? At the end, they show the New Belgium beer being poured into the perfect glass with the logo. But the focus of the ad is just a very funky, it feels like New Belgium. It doesn't feel like a beer ad. And they recognize the type of advertising that they were doing. They didn't want to be hard pressure like some of the other companies, but it was so soft sell, it didn't impact their sales. So they got out of advertising fairly quickly. And they've pretty much been focusing on social media to accomplish their marketing objectives. And they've done so incredibly effectively.
You know, the thing about New Belgium that's so interesting is that they've built their ethical culture based on being the most sustainable brewer in the world and one of the most sustainable companies in the world. They have won all kinds of awards, not only ethics awards, but sustainability, government awards for sustainability. And we've had people drive 400, 500 miles who've taken this certificate course just to go and see their facility. Everything in it in terms of walking through, going into the Vice President of Marketing's office. His desk is made out of FedEx tubes and recycled tabletop. There are sun tubes throughout the building to avoid the use of electricity. There is no air conditioning. They, in the winter, pull in the cold air from the night into the refrigeration areas. And this actually created in the state of Colorado a new approach to refrigeration in the winter, recognizing cold air outside could save a lot of electricity where you might be running it at night. So they've just taken it to extreme. But this all occurred because of the founders of the organization. Their ideas in the very beginning is not to go into business unless they could take care of their employees, they could take care of their customers with the highest quality product, and they take care of the environment. This has built an ethical culture so strong that everyone in the organization knows to do the right thing. And more recently, I believe they've now given majority ownership to their employees.
Yes, Kim Jordan and Jeff LeBeche, when they founded the company, thought it was very important to take care of the employees. So at the end of the first year, each employee gets a custom New Belgium fat tire bike. At the end of 5 years, they get to go to Belgium to see where Jeff got his passion for beer making. The amount that they recycle is virtually everything, including the spent grain, which is given to the farmers locally to use to put back on their farmland to improve the quality of the soil. So the company just excels in every respect. And I think open book management, and as Kim Jordan said, it's that magic. If it were all about making beer, this would have gotten boring and old a long time ago. But there's something very special about what New Belgium does and who they are. And their turnover rate is so low, it's incredible. Their retention rate is about 97%. They have virtually no turnover within the company because it's more like a family than a job.
You know, the one thing I think the New Belgium case does when you use it in class, it shows students that good ethics, good social responsibility is good business, because New Belgium's very profitable. They pay their employees very high salaries. people go to work there and they have fun. They really, truly have fun. And sometimes our students think that you have to cheat in order to be profitable, or you have to cut corners, or you have to cut cost. And here's a company that is really focused on quality, treating various stakeholders with respect, and making sure that every decision is of the highest ethical standards.
And I think they've been able to maintain that organic, natural vibe, even as they've grown and gotten very big and successful. They're the third largest craft brewer in the country right now. So they've moved from a very small company in 1989, an upstart company, to a player in the U.S. market. And I think most people would expect them to have had more problems in the ethics area than they've had.
Well, I hope you enjoy using this case in the classroom, and that's why we really included it this week. We find it gets a lot of student traction and excites them about how good ethics is good business. So we'll see you next week.
And enjoy the rest of Module 5.